As the year is coming to an end, let's take a look back at what happened this year in Microsoft of 2020. What's going on? Kwaku here, bringing you another quick video. So as I said in the intro, the year is coming to an end. 2020 is finally coming to an end, and as you know, the news cycle is starting to dumb down or die down a little bit, or a lot. There's not really anything big coming out. There's nothing really major coming out. So in this video, we're just going to discuss what happened this year, some highlights that I pointed out, that I wanted to point out what happened in the year in 2020 from Microsoft. So right off the bat, we have the Surface Go 2, the Book 3, Surface earbuds, and the Surface headphones 2 in May. So as you know, way back then, the Surface devices got refreshed, and yeah, so we got all of those new devices. We got Surface Go 2, Book 3, earbuds, and headphones 2. And I'm sure if you guys have been around this channel since back in April, you'll know that I actually did a unboxing and a review on the Surface earbuds, and I had it in and out, quite a few videos even since then. And yeah, my overall thought of the Surface earbuds is they're a good first start, but the initial cost that I believe they costed like $199. That's a little too much for these kind of headphones that don't do nearly as much as even the Galaxy Buds or even the Galaxy Buds Live that came out later on. To me, I thought the Surface earbuds should have just been priced like at $129 or something cheap, because they didn't really do much. The case didn't even sense when you open it up and close it. It didn't do a lot of things. So that was one of my gripes with it. And then in August, we got the fluentized, start menu design, where before all of that, we had just normal start menu icons, and you'll see pictures up in front of you of before and after. And it was kind of, things were slightly different colored. Things weren't really following the theme of what your Windows computer was. But now, as of August, we got the start menu just followed the theme of what your computer's saying. So like right now, my theme is just kind of like it looks kind of like a cyberpunky theme, ironically. And so my start menu, taskbar, everything related to it just kind of follows that yellowish hue theme, which is pretty cool. So another thing that happened in 2020, we had the 25th anniversary of Windows 95, which released, ironically, August 24th, 1995. Why that's ironic to me is because I was born August 25th, 1993. So that was exactly 2 years and a little less than 2 years from when I was born, which is crazy. So that was very interesting. Just basically, I was not even 2 years old when it came out. So we had that, Windows 95, and they celebrated it just by talking about it on Twitter and just going back, seeing Windows in the past. And it's very interesting. Maybe I'll go do a throwback series of old Windows OSs from the past later on. And then moving forward quickly, we have the infamous Microsoft Android phone, the Surface Duo. We had that Duo device. I think it came out September 16th, I believe, and it's Microsoft's dual screen phone right now. I believe right now it's on sale. I'm not sure if it's with or without a contract. Here in the US, it's $1199.99 for the 256 gigabyte model. Now, it was met with some praise, a lot of praise, but a lot of also criticism as well. There was bending problems. There was problems with the gap between the screens when you closed it. Like the device wouldn't sit flat after a while. The USB-C port around it was made of plastic. So if you keep putting the cord in and out of the USB port, it eventually would crack that little thin piece of plastic around it. So there was a lot of random little bits. And then the camera, even I found out after finally getting it and doing the unboxing, I had found the camera sucked really bad. And I agreed with what the reviewers said finally, because I got to try it out. So hopefully 2021 we get a refreshed Surface Duo, Surface Duo 2, and they finally address the camera problem. And hopefully they also address having maybe NFC and and wireless charging in it too. So other than that, I'm not hating too much of the Surface Duo. It still works really well. There's not a lot of things for it, but TikTok just created an app, a version of their app for the Surface Duo dual screen format, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, moving on to, we have the Surface Laptop Go, Surface Pro X with SQ2 chip in October. So in October, we got those two devices, the Laptop Go and the Surface Pro X SQ2 chip. SQ2 is essentially the latest combination between Microsoft and I believe Qualcomm to create a Windows on ARM chip for Surface. So that is the refreshed Surface Pro X. And then the Surface Laptop Go, as you know, if you know Microsoft Surface line, the Go line of Microsoft devices is always just like the cheaper line, the line that you still get pretty good premium quality of the Surface line, but you don't get all of the features of Surface. It's a lot smaller. It's usually what they say you would give to like your child or things like that, who you won't think will take care of it nearly as well as like a $1,200 computer. So they came out with that device, and I mean, I don't see too many people having it. Obviously, we're in a pandemic time, so you're not going to really see people traveling around, and I don't live in a city, but it looked pretty good when I tried it at Best Buy, and I tried it at different stores, and I even asked some people online about it. It looked pretty good, so cheers to that one. Hopefully they improve that more, especially the Go 2. That one, if it still feels way too underpowered for me. But moving on, the big one, the very big one that even I still don't have, and I could have gotten the Series S. The Xbox Series X and Series S finally came out. They came out in very limited supply, and they're still in limited supply. I'm using an app on Discord right now called like Zoo Alert, and basically they allow me to just track when things come in stock immediately so I can purchase them. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to find at the right time a Series X in stock to buy it. It's always sold out. But the Series S is, I even posted on Twitter that my Walmart had it in stock for like 4 hours. Even GameStop has had it in stock. So I could have gotten a Series S, but I didn't want one. I wanted a Series X, and unfortunately, that's the one that you really can't find, as well as the PlayStation 5. So good luck for that one, as well as graphics cards that I really want to upgrade this behemoth behind me here. But yeah, so that was the console launch that happened, the big next-gen console launch that happened. With that big next-gen console launch, one thing I wanted to talk about real quick was this year was the year that Game Pass finally came out to the mainstream. I think it was $12.99 a month, I believe, for Game Pass Ultimate, and you got xCloud, which is essentially Microsoft's game streaming service. That came out. I tried it out. I let my nieces try it out, who are far younger. They seem to like it. It's a little laggy. There are some games that, for instance, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, that it's almost unplayable on a phone screen because it's so small you can't read text or anything. And because of the lag and latency problems that I had over here, even with gigabit internet, I still couldn't get it to work correctly. But other games did work pretty well, like Senua's Sacrifice and things like that. So that was the year of that as well. 2020 was, of course, the year of video conferencing. Because of this pandemic, people were working from home. So one of the big services that came out, but became huge, it's like own OS, was Microsoft Teams. Obviously, I haven't covered Microsoft Teams at all on this channel, and it's mainly because I don't really work in a team. It's just me working on this stuff, and it's kind of hard to showcase pieces of Microsoft Teams without having an actual group of people to showcase it with. I'm not in any Microsoft team that I can test out the features and tell you updates to it. And so unfortunately, we'll have to wait on that one. But those two things were the big things this year, at least I believe. A final thing too with that whole launches stuff, we had X64 emulation support for Windows on ARM devices or WOA devices in December, aka this month I'm recording it. So we had finally, in preview at least, you could finally, if you have the Surface Pro X, you can test X64 emulation if you download, I think, Windows 10 Insider Preview build 21277, I believe. So if you did that, that's what you could do to get that support. Now, the final thing that I wanted to really hit on top of really hard was that this year obviously was the year that I started this channel. At least I restarted this channel from last year. This is the year that I really started in mid-April. And one of the big things that helped me grow this channel a lot was the support of you guys in the UWP community. I covered a whole lot of your apps. Like, majority of the videos are your apps that I covered, you indie developers out there. I covered a whole bunch of app reviews, Windows 10 app reviews, and there's still more to come. And what I wanted to announce was that I heard on Twitter that Arlo's trying to figure out plans to get started submissions for launch 2021. So if you want to be a part of that, if you're a Windows app developer, contact Arlo Godfrey. You find him on Twitter. I'll put his little Twitter handle right in front of you right now. Contact him and you guys can talk about it. But if you're a UWP app developer or just a Windows app developer, contact him. and find out more information when he has more information for you, you'll know when to submit your entry into it. But yeah, that community right there was a community that really helped boost a lot of it. I see the Taskbar X video went up to 30,000, which is insane. Chris Anderson, insane guy, great guy. He did a lot for me. He helped me out so much, kind of gave me a huge boost. So we shared that kind of information to help each other, if that made any sense. So big shout outs to the UWP community. And as we look forward to 2021, I don't know what kind of videos are coming, at least for the rest of this year. Who knows what will come out? Maybe I'll find some little things to come out, but we have rumors of a Surface Duo 2. We have obviously Surface Pro 8 got leaked. Surface Laptop 4 got leaked. Obviously, we have the new Samsung event, so we're going to have apparently at least 3 folding devices, I believe. 3 or 5 folding devices from Samsung, which I think next year will be the year that I finally switch my phone up to a true folding device. I won't be using the Surface Duo. I'll be using probably a Samsung Galaxy Fold 3 or whatever they decide to call it. But yeah, I don't want to keep this video too long, but I just want to say thank you all for you guys who have been with me for a very long time. I stopped in 2019 for some family issues, but 2020 has been a crazy year. We're up to 565 subs, and it's only growing more. Cheers to 1,000 next year. And yeah, I'm not going to say Happy New Year's yet because it's not there yet, and there's more videos to come on Thursday and the next week. But after that, we're in 2021.